Hello there, this is Jonathan from Neutronized. I am the creator of Super Cattails, and today we're gonna talk about the origins of some of the Super Cattails enemies. Super Cattails is a game series I've been working on since 2015. Both Super Cattails 1 and 2 feature many different enemies, each of which generally belongs to a particular biome. Some of the enemies I created were specifically designed for the game Super Cattails, while others have a different origin, appearing for the first time in some other older game of mine. Most of my games belong to the same universe of Super Cattails, so today we'll check out the real origins of some of the Super Cattails enemies. But before we start, you might want to check out Super Cattails 2 and my other games available on both Google Play and the App Store. You'll find some links in the description down below. If you'd like to be part of the Super Cattails community, please subscribe to this channel and join me on the Super Cattails Discord group. I'm online most of the time and very happy to answer to your questions. And guess what? This week our Discord server passed the 1000 users. This is awesome! You'll find a link to the Discord server in the description down below. Okay, let's start counting down the top 10 enemy origins of Super Cattails. Number 10. Snooze the Walking Brick. This enemy is seen in the third world of Super Cattails 2, more specifically in the territory known as the East Mountains. This biome includes very high peaks, pine trees, and frozen lakes. Snooze can be seen as quite peaceful unless when it decides it's a good idea to stomp on you as soon as you get too close. This attack though can be used as your advantage, as Snooze is able to destroy bricks and ice blocks when it pounds the ground, opening to useful passages. The real origin of Snooze belongs to my game Lost Yeti. In this game, Snooze is seen alongside his brother Sneeze, and they generally spend most of their time sleeping and moving just when you slide a frozen ice block next to them. Number 9. Frogs. Frogs are among the most occurring minions in my games, and they're obviously featured in Super Cattails 2 as well. I created many variations of frog minions, and the upcoming Super Cattails 2 update even features some giant toads. Well, frogs date back to games like Drop Wizard, but more specifically, their first origin belongs to my older game Dynaboy. It's a bit weird to see frogs living inside an underground cave, but the idea was so weird and fun that I eventually decided to give the green light to it. Number 8. Turnips. Turnips can be found in the first world of Super Cattails 2. They live in gardens and grassy areas as they require a lot of water to grow bigger. Some of these turnips hide inside the ground and come out just when you walk nearby their area. There's also a variation of this minion that consists in a giant turnip that takes 2 hits to be defeated. Did you know, both the regular and the giant turnip originally appeared on the game Drop Wizard. They can be found in the first world called Cedar Woods, and the giant turnip is even featured as the main boss of this world. Number 7. Clouds. Clouds are minions introduced in the upcoming update of Super Cat Tales 2, whose release date will be announced very soon, by the way, so stay tuned. In the original Super Cat Tales, the Clouds minion could be used as helper, but in Super Cat Tales 2, all Clouds appear in their wild form and will be attacking you by shooting lightning bolts. The first appearance of this Cloud enemy dates back to almost 10 years ago to my game Mimelet. Back then, this enemy was just floating around without shooting any lightning bolts really, but it was still tricky to avoid him in certain levels at least. Number 6. Jello. Jellos are slime-based enemies that, like Clouds, can be found in the upcoming update of Super Cat Tales 2. As written in the almanac of Drop Wizard Tower, Jello slimes are hunted by ice dragons because of their lemon taste. Jellos can jump so high they are able to reach the ceiling. These slimes appeared in many of my games, although the very first appearance belongs to Lost Yeti. In fact, this Jello slime is even the first enemy to be faced in Lost Yeti. Did you know that? Number 5. Bats. Bats are probably among the most annoying enemies of any video game. In Super Cat Tales 2, bats are usually seen inside caves or levels that take place at night. The most effective way to get rid of bats is by playing the level with Kuro and pointing the light of his mining helmet straight at them bats. This way, bats will be scared off and go back to their nest. Dynaboy is the game where I introduced bats for the first time. The whole game takes place inside a cave, so no wonder I felt like adding bats back then. Their original design is a bit different than the one in Super Cat Tales 2, but I confirm they are the same enemy. Number 4. Sandcastle. Sandcastles are enemies that appear in the second world of Super Cat Tales 2. They come in many different modes. Some of them are just walking around, others are hiding inside the sand, and other sandcastles are even equipped with a spear, able to injure even Mac Meow. Sandcastle minions were originally designed for my game Drop Wizard. In fact, they can be seen in the second world called Sea Serenade. Did you know Drop Wizard even featured a giant sandcastle equipped with a cannon? That was insane! Number 3. Fire Dragons. Fire dragons are minions that belong to levels with lava. In the original Super Cat Tales, the boss of World 5 was indeed a giant fire dragon chasing you throughout a lava dungeon. The first appearance of these minions belongs to the game Lost Yeti. Fire dragons were in fact able to melt ice blocks and were quite hard to avoid, making them one of the most dangerous enemies in the game Lost Yeti. Number 2. Beetles. The first appearance of Beetles takes place in the original Super Cat Tales. Back then, beetles infested the Big Oak and were the main reason of concern of people in Torotoki Village. There are different types of beetles. The most popular is probably the pink wood beetle, but many other types can be found among my games. At the end of Super Cat Tales 2, for example, we see some diamond beetles that have a bright blue color. The origins of this kind of enemy dates back to my games like Dynaboy, where it's possible to see rock beetles lurking inside the dark caves. Number 1. Dark Matter. Dark Matter is probably the most discussed enemy of Super Cattails, but so far we haven't seen much of him in Super Cattails 2. Did you know the true origin of Dark Matter belongs to a game called Dream Tower that dates back to 2010? Very small dark cloud with a red pinkish eye appears as final boss of Dream Tower. Some might speculate that back then Dark Matter was smaller as it was in its primordial state and eventually ended up growing way bigger to the form that we know now. Do you think we'll get a chance to see Dark Matter in Super Cattails 2? Please let me know in the comments. Okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you've got any ideas for future videos and if you'd like any topic in particular to be covered in any of my upcoming videos. Stay tuned for news about the launch date of the upcoming Super Cattails 2 update, which is gonna happen very soon. In the meanwhile, feel free to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching and see you guys soon.